Manchester United returns to the UEFA Champions League on Wednesday night, 10 p.m. at the Allianz Arena, a place where we were beaten by 3-1 the last time we went there. Thomas Muller scoring the decisive winning goal in that one. He's the only remaining member of that squad that did beat us, who will be available for selection in that game tomorrow. The focus now for Man United after that bad loss to Brighton does shift to Bayern Munich. Now, this is European football. The approach when you're talking European football has always got to be different, and Erik ten Hag, of all people, should know this. Now, the situation at Manchester United does not make it any easy for Ten Hag, and we don't expect it to be easy at all. There are no easy games at this level, but Man United, with the players we've got, with the injuries we've got to be able to grind out a victory, or at worst a draw at the Allianz Arena, because a third consecutive loss will not be good on Erik ten Hag, on Manchester United, and his future as the boss, because guys are already calling for his head. I do wonder why people are not patient. Anyhow, welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb. We are talking the UEFA Champions League. Now, Manchester United has been in the news for all the wrong reasons, injury after injury. The latest being Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who will be out for at least 2 months because of a hamstring injury that he sustained during that loss to Brighton. Now, according to what we are getting, of course, Rafael Varane and Mason Mount are progressing slowly, but we cannot rely a lot on them in this game, especially against Bayern Munich. But we will be able to see them probably in our next game when we do play, I think, Brentford in the Premier League. But let's focus on those we have, guys. Manchester United, with all the players we've got, the squad, and the depth or lack of it in this squad, we should be able to motivate ourselves with any players we have, and grind a result against Bayern. Now, we are facing a Bayern Munich side that is in a different space. First of all, their last game against Bayer Leverkusen, they were held to a 2-2 draw at home by Bayer Leverkusen, who are topping the log. Bayern are second in the Bundesliga. They have won 3 and drawn 1, having lost a game of the 4 they have played this season. In Thomas Tuchel, they have got a manager who is completely different. Now, guys, for me, the weapon at Bayern is not even just Harry Kane, the striker. For me, their biggest weapon is their manager, because Thomas Tuchel is such a difficult manager to deal with, and that is why he was able to win the UEFA Champions League with a Chelsea that was because I feel like Tuchel is a blend of Jose Mourinho, Jurgen Klopp, and Carlo Ancelotti. Blend their styles, you have Thomas Tuchel. He's such a confusing manager. He's organized. On a good day, they will kill you. They will come and play Liverpool football on a good day. On another day, they'll balance defense with Jose Mourinho style, defense first, and then he's a bit tactical as Carlo Ancelotti. He's a different manager. He's a unique kind of manager, and with the players he's got in his squad, Manuel Neuer has got a broken leg. He won't be playing that game in goal, but if you look at the players he's got, of course, in the back line, Kim Min-jae and Upamecano, and then, of course, those are the core in the centre back. Then, of course, Muller now plays as if a number 10, playing behind Harry Kane. Then they have got Serge Gnabry, who, by the way, I'm seeing a funny report that apparently Man United are preparing a bid to sign Serge Gnabry. I don't know where that money would come from anyway. But they've got Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sané, of course, Grozka. They have got a squad that can injure anyone, that can beat anyone. But even before going into the player per player and the strength of the players they've got, I do think they have got a huge strength in their manager and how he approaches football. So for me, that is the biggest headache we are going to have to deal with. On this day, Erik ten Hag's tactics have got to be on point. He can't afford to make some of the tactical errors we saw him make against Brighton. I think he has got to be on point with his tactics if we are going to get anything from the Allianz Arena. Bayern Munich haven't lost a game at the Allianz Arena in about 34. They have not been beaten at the Allianz Arena in 34 games. They need to extend that record. They certainly know that against a Man United that is looking a little dilapidated, they should be able to protect that record. So how on earth is Manchester United supposed to go out there and deal with Bayern? For me, it is simple. First of all, Marcus Rashford has got to do just one thing. Keep doing the runs we saw him, do against Brighton, but just work on your final ball. My hope is that during these 2 days from the last game we played on Saturday, my hope is that Eric Ten Hag was focusing on making the relationship between Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund work, because when that relationship works, trust me, it will guarantee us a goal or two every other game. For me, that is a key area we needed to work on. That is one of the things we learned from that loss to Brighton, and they lost to Arsenal. So for me, that is one key area we've got to work on. Two, I think we've got to find a balance, and I'm not sure about Amrabat and how fit he will be to play this game. Of course, we'll get the confirmation a bit later from the manager during his pre-match press conference, which should be today or tonight. But I think one thing that is glaring is that Casemiro, I think that midfield gets too much for him. Even when he's given Bruno Fernandes or at times Christian Eriksen to play alongside him, I feel he needs a natural holding midfielder to partner with. And football today might have evolved into a style where you want more attack-minded players, but with the situation we are in, I think Casemiro needs support in terms of his defensive duties. He needs an Amrabat to play alongside him. So if Amrabat is fit, the right and same thing to do for Eric Ten Hag is start him. Forget about saying he needs to be introduced. Introduce him slowly. If he's fit, put him there. Because Scott McTominay, we saw, yes, he was there, but we saw the goals we conceded against Brighton. Clearly, it was because our holding defensive midfielders were not in the right positions, but also their lack of coordination, them not being in the right positions, also affected our defenders. So on many occasions we were caught off guard. Now, this was with a team like Brighton. Now, imagine if you've got Harry Kane, you've got Thomas Muller with all the experience he's got, you've got Leroy Sané, and you've got Serge Gnabry. Trust you me, we make the same mistakes, they will punish us, they will obliterate us. And I've told you, Thomas Tuchel is the kind of manager who can beat you and leave you for dead. On a good day, they will beat you 5-0. On a good day, they can do that. So for me, I think Eric Ten Hag has got a huge job to do to find that balance in the midfield, because all the games we've been beaten, we've lost these battles in the midfield, and it's bad. It's bad. People are already coming out to question Eric Ten Hag's signings already. For me, the first thing I'll question, because Ten Hag, these were never Eric Ten Hag's first priorities of signings. I don't think they were. These were third, fourth priorities in different positions. But they are decent, if you ask me. The only issue for me is the fitness at Manchester United and why so many of our players are not fit. Have they played too much football? Is it the doctors not doing their work right and we're not taking care of these players well? For me, that's where the issue is. But I think the signings we didn't make the worst signings. I think we made some decent signings in there, with exception of Mason Mount, who until today I'm yet to understand what he adds to Manchester United. Anyhow, Hotspot, that game will be tomorrow. I'll be coming back later in the evening with an official preview of that game, Man United against Bayern Munich. And of course, I'll give you all the news, injury concerns, and the confirmed players who will be traveling, and perhaps the probable lineup, because guys, we are back on the continent. It is the UEFA Champions League talk that returns. The last time we were here, we were knocked out by Atletico Madrid. I do remember at the last 16 stage. How on earth are we going to perform better? Quarterfinal for me would be success, but we are in a group that has got Bayern, Galatasaray, and FC Copenhagen. We've got to navigate that fast. It should be possible, but with the quality of football we are playing, wow, we can't say things are obvious. Nothing is cast in stone. Things can change for us. Qualification is not cast in stone for Manchester United out of that group. So we've got a lot of work to do. But our focus now is on the UEFA Champions League. Let me know, what on earth do you think Manchester United? I want to hear from you. What should Manchester United do to be able to grind a result at the Allianz Arena? And for you, what should be our target? Should we go there to win this game with the belief that we can win it after 2 consecutive losses? Do we one at home, one away? Do we go at the Allianz Arena with that belief that we can beat them? Harry Kane, how do we deal with him? Because Lisandro Martinez most likely will be starting that defense with Victor Lindelof. How on earth do they deal with Harry Kane and Thomas Muller? Because those are the two very difficult players. But also, their wingers in Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sané are very unpredictable. They are good with the ball on their feet. So how do we balance? That is more of what we will discuss later. But let me know what you think. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. I'll catch you later.